Hello and welcome to the Gilshrat channel. Today I've got something pretty awesome. We got an unboxing here. So this is the Broadway Limited N-Scale T1 Duplex that I pre-ordered way back in May, and it has finally arrived here in Japan. So let's go ahead, open it up, check it out, and take it for a quick test run. Alright, so we got a bunch of good packaging here. We got our invoice. Pay for international shipping, but I didn't have to pay any import duties, which is pretty nice. And looks like I need to cut this tape here. Now this is the first N-scale Broadway Limited locomotive I have ever purchased, so it'll be curious to see how this thing runs. Oh, we got our $5 train bucks. Yeah, I did buy this from Tony's Train Exchange, although there's no sponsorship or anything for this video. It's just that's where I bought it from. So yeah, so there it is. It's pretty interesting. So let's pop it open. The detailing looks pretty nice. It's gonna be a very big locomotive compared to all the other Japanese ones I'm running on the layout. But yeah, let's see here. Oh, looks like they did a quality check. Oh, that's nice. Especially since they had to ship it overseas. I'm glad that they double checked everything. But yeah, everything looks to be in place. Looks like we got some pretty nice detailing on this locomotive. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing on the layout and see how it runs. Alright, well, to give you some background on the T1, it was the last steam locomotive built by the Pennsylvania Railroad. It was essentially designed to be a replacement for the last express passenger locomotive the railroad had produced, the K4, back in the 1910s. The duplex design was promoted by Baldwin as a way to try to prove the viability of steam over diesel during the transition period. The idea was that the duplex design, by separating the driving rods into two sets, would reduce the weight of the side rods and thus reduce the hammer blow on the tracks, making the locomotive more efficient and having less problems. The first was the experimental S1, which was a 6446, which was produced in 1939 and was seen at the World's Fair. After this, two prototypes were ordered in 1940, and were delivered in 1942. The problem, unfortunately, was that the prototypes were prone to wheel slipping, but despite this, during tests, the Pennsylvania Railroad concluded that they were favorable and decided that they would go ahead and order 50 of them. In December of 1944, after the end of World War II, the Pennsylvania Railroad went ahead and ordered 50 production T1s, which were slightly modified from the original prototypes, having less streamlined fittings to make them easier to maintain, and a couple other changes. Unfortunately, the T1s proved to be too complex and expensive to maintain and operate, and in 1948, the Pennsylvania Railroad decided it would dieselize all express passenger trains, reducing the T1 to secondary service. By 1952, all T1s had been pulled from service, and between 1951 and 1955, all of them were sold for scrap. While there are no T1s remaining today, a nonprofit organization, the T1 Trust, wants to build a full-size one numbered 5550 by 2030. They estimate it'll cost the organization around $10 million to produce the locomotive, and they've had some success even having certain parts for the locomotive reproduced. BLI's model is the model of the production T1s and is numbered 5528. Looking at Broadway's model, I'd have to say it's very well detailed. It has very good and sharp numbering on the nose keystone number plate. It has detailed pipework on the exterior of the boiler. It also has a detailed manufacturer's plate with the name of the locomotive production year, as well as some warning plates that are lettered, though it's very hard to see because of how small they are, but they still look quite sharp. It also has a lit number light board at the front near the headlight that comes on when you turn on the headlight. The detailed tender also has a reversing light, as well as manufacturer warning plates, which are also well detailed. I'd have to say for my first Broadway Limited N-scale locomotive, I'm quite impressed with the detailing and the function of this locomotive. Alright, so I have it set up. I went ahead and programmed it through JMRI, and so let's take a look at some of the sounds and how well this thing runs on the program track. So let's have it crawl forward a little bit. Very, very smooth running locomotive. Let's bring her back. Everything runs very smooth. Let's get some sounds here. Now I did go in and adjust the volume for some of these sounds, so this is not exactly how it would be out of the box. I lowered the chuff and increased the bell and the whistle a little bit. Is mute. Alright, so let's put this on the layout and see it run. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like this video or are interested in Japanese trains or trains in general, I invite you to please subscribe to this channel. You can also check out my website at gilshrat.info. Additionally, I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/Gilshrat and Twitter at twitter.com/Gilshrat channel. And once again, thanks for watching.